Hi, in this video we're going to take a look at negative radicals. In other words, the square root of a negative number. And earlier we said, well, you can't even do that. That's such a number or a problem we would say is undefined. Well, now remember, if you have the complex numbers, and we do, if you have the complex numbers, and they're actually they're denoted with this fancy C. So if you have the complex numbers, then square roots, or then let's write it this way, then the square root of a negative exists. So how do you do this? Well, let's do a quick recall. The whole problem is this. The whole problem is the square root of negative 1. Now, we just said that this is I, and that's what we've been working with. So let's work with this concept, and let's try a few examples. Simplify. You'll be surprised how much you know. Simplify. Let's try, how about the square root of negative 4? Okay, well, this is the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 4. Well, we know the square root of negative 1, that's what we've been learning about. That's I. And we know that the square root of 4, that's 2. And we would normally write that as 2i. And that's how you can take the square root of a negative number. Let's try one more while we're at it. How about, again, we're going to simplify. We're going to simplify the square root of negative 50. So let's start out the same way. First we have to deal with the square root of negative 1, and then we deal with the square root of 50. Well, let's do this. We know that there's the answer. How did that get there? Okay, so we'll go down on this one. I think I'm going to need some more space. So this is going to be an I, the square root of negative 1. And the square root of 50, well, remember that's 25 times 2. And 25 is a perfect square, meaning I can think of it as 5 squared. And let's just write this way. I'm going to write like this instead, as 5 squared times the square root of 2. And we know the square root of a perfect square is just the base times the square root of 2. And we would normally write our answer as 5i times the square root of 2. And that's how you can now find the square root of a negative number. Thanks for watching.